Wellington Loop is a collaborative community that is composed by 11 secondary schools and 3 primary schools in the Greater Wellington area. The main focus is on building teacher capability, enhancing outcomes for students, and providing responsive, future-focused learning for the digital age. These are the 13 schools and 3 primary schools that are composed in Wellington region. To present the implementation of innovation I have described in DCL1, I will use the Lean canvas that the portal on United has offered, which is from the Social Lean canvas. The what in the terms of the problem was to develop a digital collaboration between Loop schools. The solution was first of all to organize some department meeting day, which I have called Co-Loop Days, that stands for collaboration in the loop. The unique value proposition was that schools are collaborative within the institution itself, but schools are not acquainted to work together and to form a community of practice. The main stakeholders for this was, of course, the principal to manage and encourage the staff to be innovative, the teachers to always target the best practice, the students to benefit from the teacher's best practice, and the parents to understand and support their child or children to be ready for the future. Because I proposed this project to the Board of Trustees of the Loop, they were, of course, the early adopters, as well as my principal to allow me to take 2 weeks of leave for teaching to lead the workshop. The other participants were the head of department to encourage the teacher to attend the day, the teacher to be participant of the day. Some teachers may not have been interested because these days were an invitation and encouraged by school, but not compulsory. How did it happen? For myself, of course, it was leading 2 weeks of workshop, which was 1 day per department. For the other teacher was only taking relief for 1 day and attending it. Each school's part of the loop accepted to host at least 1 day. In terms of resources, which is the technology, we had an electronic sign up to be invited for the day. Each schools opened their Wi-Fi for guests, gave a room and a projector, and each participant had to bring their laptop. In terms of finance, the budget was huge as every school had to pay for relief to the teacher. And as well, the Board of Trustees gave us some budget to provide the morning tea. 2 contact persons for each school were there for the pragmatic, which is the parking, the Wi-Fi, and all the resources needed during the day. The sustainability would be because every participant will agree on a platform of collaboration. There is a mini goal set by term to maintain the collaboration, and my role as a collaborator facilitator will be to send emails to each teacher twice a term. How will I know whether it has been a success? The collaboration will be assessed by the quantity and the quality of interaction between teachers across school. At the end of the year, I will visit each school just to assess the effectiveness of this collaboration. Why do I decide to do this? I think teachers working on collaboration can support their practice. It can be, of course, aligned with the knowledge society. It develops a sense of community between schools and limits the competition. It lightens the teacher's work and enhances the teacher's practice. And hopefully, at the end, it would offer more opportunities for students in their learning experiences. There is a lot of literature in the 21st century supporting the idea of collaboration. But to take a few examples, there is first of all Tony Wagner, which highlights one of the 7 survival skills is the collaboration across networks and leading by influence. The other one is the 10 trains of education from core education. If we look in the red part here, we have community focused and networked across communities. The Supporting Future-Orientated Learning Teaching in New Zealand Perspective, written by the NZCR, highlights creating new sorts of network and new relationships between teachers and students and across communities. The 21st Century Learning Design, which is the Microsoft rubric, highlights real problem solving and collaboration, one of the main skills students need to have. Biesta defined 3 new purposes of education, which one is socialization. I understand that if the students from the rubric and Biesta have to develop collaboration, it means that teachers need to be able to do so. Same for the key competencies, which would support as well this view. Lastly, in Too Big to Know from David Weinberger, he actually says that the most clever person in the room is the room itself, which puts an accent on connections between teachers and between communities. The first data that I could observe was the attendance during the day. I had an average of 16 people every day. All of them showed up and sat by group to work together, showing different resources, talking about blended learning, or developing authenticity in the classroom. The second data that I had was a survey results that I led at the end of the day. We can see that more than 70% are happy about the day and are happy about the workshop. When I asked them how the collaboration would be maintained throughout the year, more than 50% were actually very confident that the collaboration would be maintained, and 78% would say that they would try their best, and 14% would say that they are sure the collaboration would last. At the end of the day, I asked them if they wanted to have another time to meet in curricular area, and 100% of the people said yes. The last data that I can observe and to see how the collaboration has been a success is the way that each department has created a way of collaborating along the year. From face-to-face interaction to a Google Plus platform or organizing spreadsheet of assessments and responsibility to teachers. How do we know that we are collaborating? To assess the data and the collaboration during the co-loop days, I will use the Ministry of Education IES trick and tips working together. The first criteria is come together for a purpose. People know that they are stronger as a community than they would as individual Cora in school. As you could see on the picture, the people were working together and they had the same purpose. The second one is to work towards a common goals that are achievable and generally agreed. If you look at the picture, you could see that the goals were tiny steps and they were all working together to agree on these goals. The third one is to construct processes of working together by talking, sharing information, experience, and expertise. Before the day, I sent an agenda to the teacher for them to be prepared to work together and share information and teaching resources. The fourth criteria is to build relationships so that everyone has a sense of belonging to the group and as a valued member. By coming with a common agreement and seeing everyone participating, I could see that relationships were built. The last point is to share leadership so the participants' strengths are recognized and used. Every member makes the decision to work towards the change collectively. The agreement has been written by all of them and has been voted and surveyed to see the acceptance of everyone. So we can see that the collaboration was a success. To conclude, I would like to cite Jane McGonigal, who says that collaboration is the other main motivating tool that harnesses the power of a social bond. Collaboration is based on 3 elements: cooperating, which is acting purposefully toward a common goal, coordinating, synchronizing efforts and sharing resources, and co-creating, producing a novel outcomes together. I'm curious to see how the collaboration will grow across schools and how teachers will benefit from it. My next step will be to apply for the IES funds to ensure we can maintain the organization of the co-loop days and support schools financially. Thank you.